Hi, Ravi. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time and interviewing with us. For the viewers, may we request you to please share your journey and your story in your own words?
Yeah, sure. So it's a pleasure to come again back with Expert Global and sharing my entire journey. So come from a very non-technical background. So I'm a doctor and I was working and practicing medicine in Ahmedabad last 5 years, 2015 to 2020. And meanwhile, in 2017, I decided I want to again add on some part of finance and business education. So I start exploring what is the best way to get on it. And then I reached out to some people and then they told that just go and give yourself a year break in your career if you can afford an MBA, maybe on a like leaving the career also. And then it's a huge investment again. So I thought I will just try for an MBA. So I started preparing my journey towards MBA. I started taking coaching on GMAT because I started preparing for my GMAT and then I was trying to network with different people, those who were doing MBAs. But then again, my network was quite limited because I was trying to understand the people, those who were kind of a similar background like dentists or doctors, and then those who have done the MBA. So most of the people I know were from either from ISBs or IIM.
Okay.
So I tried to network, and then again there were two options, like I want to do an MBA from India, or again I want to go out. So I was keen that I'll just choose a 1 year program considering my age and the career path. So only ISB was the option in India, and either I need to go to US or UK. I mean, UK or Europe were offering most of the 1 year programs. That was the initial mindset I had. I don't know much anything about like how to approach the international B schools. And that's where I started looking about I need some mentor, how to prepare my applications and all those things. And before researching, being an Indian student, you always know that you have to just crack the exam and that's it, you'll get admission. But again, like applying for the international B school is not the same. Like GMAT is just only a part of the application process. There are so many other things that you need to include in the application process. And that's where I just started that I need some mentors, and then I came into contact with Expert Global. And then they came in the picture. They helped me throughout the application process. I was quite late again, but it was quite good to have the mentorship from the Expert Global. And then finally I landed in Warwick. I just finished my MBA from Warwick.
Right. Okay. That's quite an amazing and an interesting story. Like shifting your entire career focus from being a doctor to completing an MBA. It's amazing. So, in your opinion, what are a few factors or actions you took that made all the difference?
Yeah, so if I didn't had got this mentorship, I didn't had the chance to. I mean, I didn't know about Warwick. That's the first thing I would say. I had never heard about this B school, and like from the Experts Global, what advice I got, and it was like 99%. Like coming over here, I can that it's a good business school. Those who want to be in the healthcare industry because they have very good connections with the pharma companies, and like every year, lots of pharma companies come and recruit students from me over here. But like while I was in India and while I was researching, I didn't had any idea about Warwick. If you get a good mentorship, it broadens your vision towards selecting the business schools. So that was the thing that I get benefited from Expert Global. And again, approaching the application, it requires quite structured approach. So if you don't know how you are going to deal with it, and if you are say okay with you are targeting one or two schools, then it's okay. Like you know that these are only the two schools, and you know what is the procedure. But like if you are going to apply to 10 or 15 B schools, it's quite a lengthy procedure. So you need to be structured, and if you are not structured, it's going to be messy.
That's
So
true.
again, so that was again a good part I got from Access Global.
All right, that's great. So, with the benefit of hindsight, what are a few mistakes you believe you committed in the process?
I already told that GMAT is just only a part, and that was I had in my mind that like once you crack the GMAT, it's done. Like you will get, but that was not a part. So I gave so much time on the GMAT, and ideally speaking, between GMAT and submitting my application, I just took only 1 month.
Oh,
So that's not at all enough. It
mhm.
it was a mistake for me. I think at least after GMAT, you should keep at least a 4 months time to
Right.
structure your application. So, and like I was a working professional, so it was quite difficult for me to just complete all. I think I applied to 11 or 12 B schools in that 1 month of time. So it was quite difficult. So that was the first mistake that I made.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it must have been very hectic and time management would have
Yeah.
been an issue. Right. So, coming back to the GMAT preparation phase, what were the main GMAT resources that you used, and what advice would you give to all the future GMAT aspirants?
And again, I was taking some local coaching from a private tutor in
Okay.
Ahmedabad. So being a working professional, again working in a clinical field, it was quite hectic for me. So I remember I used to go early in the Saturday morning between 6 to 8, and
Okay.
then to take the class. But it's you again for the GMAT preparation, you need to be structured. You need to focus on like it's just give a first mock GMAT test when you start your preparation,
Right.
and most of the platforms gives us where you are weak. So they
Okay.
just provide the insights from the basis of first GMAT mock test, and then just try to improve the areas where you are weaker, and
Right.
then just follow, because it's not about like if you are strong in one part, you
Mm-hmm.
need to get score in both your verbal and quant part. So like if you are strong in quant and if you are even weaker in verbal, it's not going to get you a good score. So you need to focus on the weaker areas more and then try to get a balanced score. And that's what all these schools ask for.
Yes, that's true. So, what would you like to say about your experience and learnings from managing all the application timelines?
Yeah, so I mean that's the best part I would say from
Mm-hmm.
the experts global. So I say that I messed with it because I had only 1 month and I really didn't knew about it. Right,
Right.
going to be a lengthy process. And I think I was working with Akanksha. She was quite helpful. She was always keeping me motivated. And again, like I need to schedule many calls in between the time because I had a very hectic schedule. So like I used to schedule my calls between the OPDs and all, and she was quite helpful.
Yes.
But the great thing was the app planner. And even like some days when I'm free, I just go back to my Google Drive and look at that app planner and I just see that how we had planned all this journey. And
Mm-hmm.
again, like seeing the app planner, it remind me of Amitabh, like in Mohabbat, Anushasana. Ravi, you need to be in Anushasana. So always you get the reminders, and then that helped me to keep focus, because otherwise like it was very difficult to submit all the part of the application. So it was quite helpful. Like even while I going back at the home and it's 10 p.m., you again remind that, oh, this part is missing. You need to deal with
Right.
it. Otherwise you are not going to submit it by the deadline. So it was quite good.
Oh, yeah. Discipline is the key, I think.
Discipline, yeah, it's required, because like if you are working professional, you know that it's not about you are not in discipline, but you have so many things to do. So if
Right.
you have someone, those who keep check on you, those who keep reminding on you, so that you
Yes.
again
That helps
will
a
be in a
lot.
discipline. Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah, that helps a lot.
That's true. So, could you please describe your interview experience with the B schools?
Yeah, so I mean, I had given around 10 to 11 interviews, like almost all the schools that I applied. And it was what I feel it was more about the personal experience or personal, so what they want to know about you is yourself. So they just ask about you, what you have done in your past. It's none of my interviews went into so much of the technical or health or medicine career stuff, but what actually you had done till now in your professional journey as well as in your personal life, even like getting married or how you have managed your
Mm-hmm.
entire life till now. So whatever the experience at the age of 30 I had, so they just wanted to know it. And then again, the question that is typical from all the business, why MBA?
Right.
So that was like how you justify this next step. And then again, what is your future vision, your short-term career goals or your long-term, and how your MBA is going to help go for your next 5 years vision, or then and what you're going to have an impact on the society with the help of this MBA. So
Right.
that is more about knowing you personally, what you have done in your back,
Mm-hmm.
and how this MBA is going to help you to connect the further dot where you want to be.
Right. Okay. That's great. So, would you like to share more details about your MBA experience?
Yeah, MBA experience in UK was great. I would
Mm-hmm.
say I don't know how it would be if there was no COVID. So it
Okay.
was like we started in 2020.
Right.
Initial first term was great networking, everything was great. But again, then UK from December, the
Mm-hmm.
cases were increasing, so they shut everything they shut down all the face-to-face classes, and then second term was entirely online. So it was a bit of disappointing, and there was no networking. Like you can't even go and meet your own classmates, because like there was a rule of six. You can just meet your own household people. So otherwise, there was no networking, or all restaurants and everything was closed, so you can't go out also. So second term was a bit of a distraction for us. And again, then when the elective started, so again everything went gradually down, and then
Right.
finally the time when we finished the MBA, it was quite normal, and then the company started giving their presentations and everything was great by that time. But it was a great experience
Mm-hmm.
learning from your peers, I mean, that's what the MBA is about. Like rather than, and what I felt was what it was not much of an academic part, but it was like how you learn from the peers, from how you engage your conversations among your peers, and then you can get a different perspective on the same topic, like what you thought about it and what your peers think about it is quite different. And then you also realize that there is something other thing that you also think about. So that was a great learning part.
Right. It was quite a good learning experience. So,
Right.
what would you like to say about your job search experience during the MBA? And what tips would you give to the future applicants?
Yeah, for the future applicants, being an Indian student, we have a mindset that if you're going to a global program, and
Mm-hmm.
like in India, we have placement services with ISB or IM. So
Right.
like while you're in your final term,
Yeah.
you're sure that if you're in a good B school, you're going to get placed. So that doesn't work in, I think, US also, in UK also. In US, there is hardly around 20 to 25% of the campus placement. In UK, it's almost nil. So you are responsible for your job. There are career services, but they will just try to groom you. They prepare you for the job market. They won't give you a job. So that's like they just say, don't expect jobs from us. We'll make you ready for the job. So that's what business school teaches. So they give us knowledge. Now it's your responsibility to get a job. So yeah, so those who want to come to UK or US, just make sure that they try to network a lot among the alumni, and they are going to help you to get the job. Because like coming from India, like it's a different country. So when you directly apply to a companies over here, they won't value experience unless someone is helped there to pick you up in the firm. So networking is the key to get a job post MBA.
All right. Okay. How do you think that the entire pre-application phase and also your MBA experience has contributed to your growth in your professional life as well as a person?
Yeah, definitely. So in my professional life, again, MBA is a degree that you get achieved, and I wanted to switch into the consulting part. So like just applying on the base of my medicine career might be not enough to switch into consulting, because they need some sort of business, finance, and strategy education. So that is going to help me. And the process part actually is same like when you apply to a consulting firm. Again, it needs to be disciplined, it needs to be structured, and again it takes time around 2 to 3 months, because you apply with your resume, cover letter, then you again need to give kind of any analytical test, same like GMAT, and then there will again 2 or 3 rounds of interviews with different level of consultants, case study interviews, and then you interview with the partner. So it's same like applying for MBA. So there will be a behavioral interview, just like when we apply to a B school, and then there will be a analytical interview also. So that's a similar kind of a process, same thing. You need to focus on the deadlines also,
All
the
right.
firm's deadline. So that really has it reminds me of like applying to B schools. So that's exactly the similar thing. Just like you are kind of a more mature and you are talking more about your MBA experience. So that again is one more question that adds that what
Okay.
you have learned from the MBA.
All right. Okay. So, what according to you are a few common mistakes that all the GMAT aspirants must avoid?
Yeah, just give the GMAT as much early as you can, and then just give time for your application process. Don't focus much on the GMAT. So GMAT score does matter, but it's not the only part of the application. So
Okay.
there are so many other aspects. So don't try to focus on the quantitative aspect of the application, but
Hmm.
like I coming over here, like we in India, you see that if you have a score about 700, then only you will be accepted to global B schools. But that's not the case. Coming over here, you find there are so many
Hmm.
students who have even doesn't given a GMAT, but they have another parameters like quite strong, and they are into the program. Like when we India, there are so many misconceptions, because we normally search Quora and all those things, and then you see that people with 740 of GMAT, they are getting rejected. So we
Hmm.
normally see those cases, but there are people with a very low GMAT score, and again they've been admitted to a B school. So just focus on both the parts of the application rather than just the quantitatives, because you put and that's what I did, put so much time on the GMAT, and then you have only few
Hmm.
time left for the application. So that's quite wrong.
Okay, okay. So, what would be your final message and suggestion to all the MBA applicants and GMAT aspirants watching this video?
Okay, so it's a journey. I mean, it's not you can be done within 3 months. So you need to have a mindset that you want to crack
Mhm.
the school and you want to get into the admission. So if they think about the industry where you want to be, so it starts from just think about for next 5 or 10 years where you want to be, and then just think which business school or which MBA program will help you to go there, and then if you are targeting, say, 3 or 4 business schools, just try to network within those alums and the people, those who are the current students. Try to get the flavor of the business school and then see the profiles, the business school, because it's not like you are fit for the business school. Again, we'll see that are you fit for the program or not, what expertise you are going to bring on the table. So they always like in my class, there was no another student same like one. So like each and every student was from a different background. That's what the MBA offers. So just try to get a flavor of what kind of students the school is having, network within them, and then see what GMAT score the schools ask as an average, and then start for GMAT preparation. Give your GMAT, get the score, and then start for your application process.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much, Ravi, for actually interviewing with us. And I would like to congratulate you on your successful completion of
Thanks a
MBA.
lot. Thanks a lot.
Come a long way, and your journey has been very inspiring. So thank you for sharing it with us. And
Yeah, it's a
really
pleasure.
look forward to knowing more about your post journey experience soon.
Yeah, sure. It has been a pleasure coming over here.
Yeah, thank you for giving us your time.
Thanks a lot to Expert Global for like helping and mentoring me out throughout the whole process. So it was quite personal experience and it was quite professional experience also. Like everything was coming in a very professional way. So that helps me to be a disciplined and motivated during the entire process.
Yeah, that's great. All the best for
Yeah,
your future
yeah.
also. Yeah,
Thanks a lot. Okay.
you're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye. Take care.